Are you tired of having this language you want to learn, but not being able to actually take the steps to learn it? If so, I can help you with that. First, you need to ask yourself why you're learning this language. If you have a reason that really motivates you every day, it'll be much easier to stay consistent. Now, for people like me, this reason could be as simple as just liking how it sounds, but you need to have a reason. Now, the first thing you need to do when you're learning a new language is to learn the pronunciation. To do this, you can just go on YouTube and look up pronunciation guide for X language, and you just need to practice this until you feel somewhat comfortable producing all the sounds of the language, and you can read the language out loud if you see it on a paper. Now, depending on what language you're learning, this could take some time, so you need to be patient. But this step is very important, and I promise you will not regret it. Now, after you've gotten the pronunciation down for the language, you need to start learning the most common words. The basic idea of what you want to do here is you want to find a list of the 300 most common words in that language and make flashcards with them. For this, I always recommend using Anki, but you can do what works for you. But the most crucial part of this flashcard process is that you learn the words in context. For each card and for each word you want to learn, you want to put it in a sentence so you can learn it in context. This step is very important so you have a base to build on later. At the beginning of your journey, you want to make these common word flashcards a part of your daily routine. If you can find a pre-made set of flashcards, that's great, but I also recommend making your own. You can do this by just finding a common word list and then using AI to make sentences out of those words. Now, the third, final, and most important step of your beginner routine is input. You need to flood your brain with the sounds of the language so it can get used to it. Consume as much input as you can in whichever form is available at that time. And ideally, you would be implementing as much beginner-friendly and comprehensible input as you can within this input. Now, in summary, first you need to learn the pronunciation of the language. And then you need to make a daily routine focusing on learning the most common words in context with flashcards and consuming ideally beginner-friendly input. Now, you might be asking, how long does this phase usually take and when should I move on? I would say a safe estimate of this phase would be around a month, but obviously this can be different for each person. But in general, you should move on once you feel comfortable with the sounds, pronunciation, and most common words of the language, and you feel yourself beginning to understand more and more of your input. Once you meet these criteria, you can transition to a different daily system that will take you to a high level. Now, for guidance on what I recommend for this, you can watch this video. Thank you everyone for making it this far. Make sure to comment down below what other videos you would like to see in the future.